Imagine a sweltering, sticky summer afternoon. The sun is beating down relentlessly, turning the ground into a giant frying pan. Suddenly, massive, towering dark clouds roll in. A bright, jagged flash of light tears across the sky, followed by a bone-rattling boom. But what exactly transforms a peaceful sunny day into a ferocious electric light show? Welcome to the wild, invisible mechanics of a thunderstorm. To understand this massive weather beast, we need to look at three invisible ingredients: blistering heat, floating water, and a whole lot of invisible static electricity. It all starts with the sun. During those super hot summer days, the sun acts like a colossal heater. It bakes the Earth's surface, heating up not just the dirt and roads, but also lakes, rivers, and the vast ocean. As all this water gets superheated, it does a neat magic trick. It turns into invisible gas called water vapor and starts floating upward. This creates a massive bubble of warm, humid air sitting right on the ground, creating what scientists call a low-pressure zone. Think of it like a giant invisible hot air balloon just waiting to take off. Because hot air is lighter than cold air, this giant invisible balloon starts rising rapidly into the bright sky. As it rushes upward, it crashes into colder, drier air pushing down from above. This epic collision of hot and cold creates powerful, sweeping winds. But the real magic happens as that warm, wet air goes higher and higher. The higher it goes, the colder it gets. Soon, that invisible water vapor starts to shiver and condense, turning back into tiny, floating water droplets. Millions of these tiny droplets clump together to form small, fluffy clouds. But our giant hot air elevator doesn't stop there. It keeps pushing more and more wet air up, piling those small clouds on top of each other until they form a gigantic, dark, towering rain cloud. We are talking about a monstrous, fluffy skyscraper reaching up to 12 kilometers into the freezing atmosphere. Inside this massive cloud, a wild roller coaster ride is happening. The water droplets are shoved so high that they cross the freezing line and turn into tiny, sharp ice crystals. When these freezing crystals smash into each other, they freeze together, forming heavy chunks of icy hail. Now here is where the spectacular electric show gets built. Inside this chaotic, swirling cloud, powerful upward winds carry the tiny light ice crystals straight to the top. Meanwhile, the heavy, chunky hail falls toward the bottom. As the tiny ascending crystals and the massive falling hail scrape past each other, they rub together. It's exactly like rubbing a bright balloon on your hair to create static electricity. This violent rubbing inside the cloud strips tiny invisible electrical charges off the ice. The tiny ice crystals at the top become positively charged, while the heavy hail at the bottom becomes negatively charged. Our massive fluffy skyscraper has just transformed into a colossal floating battery. The tension between the top and bottom builds and builds until it absolutely cannot hold it anymore. Zap! A giant spark of electricity explodes to balance the charges. That is lightning. Most lightning flashes stay inside the massive cloud. This incredible electrical bolt superheats the surrounding air to a blinding 30,000 degrees Celsius. That's 5 times hotter than the surface of the glowing sun. This extreme explosive heat causes the air to expand outward instantly, creating a massive invisible shockwave that ripples through the sky. That rumbling shockwave hits your ears as the booming sound of thunder. Sometimes the ground below the cloud becomes strongly positive. When that happens, the giant battery reaches down and a giant, jagged lightning bolt strikes the earth. Finally, once the giant battery is totally drained of its electrical charge, the storm runs out of energy, the rain gently fades, and a beautiful sunny sky returns.